up, everybody? Thank you for listening to From the Gate podcast, where we bring you game, good times, and genuine conversation. We're your co-hosts. I'm Lisi.
Ses.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. So we are over here talking about the hot topic right now is Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee, which she 100% deserves. I think personally she 100% deserves it. I mean, if you look at her track record, she's just gone above and beyond for the people that she served in the different communities and different capacities that she can. And so there was I believe it's Stephen Colbert, he called it Kamala-mentum. That's exactly what it is. There's a Kamala-mentum that's happening right now, and the energy has shifted in the presidential election because she has entered the ring. And I think this is a perfect matchup for Donald Trump, just because both of them have huge influences in their respective spheres. And I really like Kamala just because she is an advocate for doing what is right. And she stands for human rights, and she stands for the people, and she's always seeking
what's right for the people.
Exactly. With Kamala, there are several reasons why I think she would be a great presidential candidate. But I'm going to hear from my co-host over here, Mr. Ses and Lisi now. Not the whole name,
all of the
Say the whole government name.
I think it's about time. It's time that we have a woman to run for president. Why not? I mean, just on the surface level, we all rely on a woman at some point for something, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Kaya sa mini police. I need the cereal. I want the pancake.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Do my laundry. And no, but I mean, time is due. I mean, it's something that we haven't seen, and I just think America just needs that right now.
Right.
In terms of just all the politics and all the BS and all the narcissists to stop. Look at sit down somewhere, motherfucker. This motherfucker has me fooled.
Fooled with the capital T at the end.
But I think it's great, and I'm a huge fan. Absolutely, I think it's time.
And I honestly think Ses already knows. He makes fun of me because when it was Trump and Biden, I was a huge Trump. Not huge, but I was.
Stop lying. You know you had your. Make American.
Make America
you don't
great
go
again.
And get the remix with Kanye.
No, but Ses make fun of me because he knows that when it was between Trump and Biden, I was supporting Trump because I just feel like he
How
didn't
you
get
gonna
to
go
finish.
over there and then try to come over here on this side?
Because
That's what I be saying. Look, do not be a flip flopper. You can wear your flip flops. But over here, we wear slides, motherfucker.
So my whole majority of my family is Republican. And so a lot of them support Trump because he is a businessman. Because the way that he operates is with coming from a business mindset. And so, of course, they all agree that his economic policies...
And you know that during that whole time, I was just sitting here just pumping her head up. And I was just looking at him I was acting like I was I was voting, or I was going for Donald Trump, too.
You bet, bello guy.
And I just sat here and saw her my sheep. Where is the horns? Where's the horns and your pitchfork? No, I'm just kidding.
I have it hidden in the closet somewhere.
My bad. Go ahead, finish, please.
No, but... The reason why I was supporting Trump over Biden is because I felt that Trump was... I don't care for both of them, but I just felt that Trump was the more... Not qualified, but he would be the best for our country out of the two. Just because I feel like his term was cut short and that he needed a chance to finish carrying out what he intended to do.
Or it could be he was faking it till
We all fake it in order to make it, man. Come on. Come on now. We all fake it in order to make it. We try to figure out little loopholes here and there in order to
and that's okay
become
too,
successful.
Though. And that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with faking it till you make it.
Nah, yeah, that's
Sure.
true.
Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
Nah, you're good. And so once Kamala entered the ring, I was like, oh, because even though yes, I do support Trump, I always felt that
You have
Kamala,
it tattooed. What'd you say?
Yeah, I have "Make America Great Again" right on my. It's on my chest.
Got it.
Right next to my heart.
Holler, yeah.
But I honestly, I've always loved Kamala. When she became vice president, I was like, okay, there it is. And I was like, when Joe Biden goes, at least we'll have like
You see, I did not hear you say one thing about no Kamala Harris.
bad little guy. When we talked in our Independence podcast,
F Donald Trump. No, just
no. When we talked in our Independence podcast, I had clearly said that I think Kamala would be a great president, and that our country needs someone who's going to nurture her.
You did. I'm just messing.
Because our country is in need of some major healing, especially after COVID and going through a lot of the things that we've been through recently, and with inflation and just the economic crisis.
And we getting there, though.
No, we absolutely are. And I think
stop
Kamala's
scrolling and get to work, mother.
Can you calm it down and let me finish my speaking?
Go ahead.
But I honestly feel like Kamala would be that person, just because she is very much for the people. And that's something that I really liked that she had said when she was addressing the opening of her campaign in Milwaukee. Is she was like, this is a people first campaign. And we were going.
She went to the state where he was at.
Yes.
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
Well, that's where my cousin first got drafted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. I did not know that.
Anyways, go ahead, finish.
Well, Milwaukee plays a huge role in when it comes to the elections, which is why I feel like a lot of national conventions are held in Milwaukee, is because they play such a vital role in politics. But that's besides the point of what we're talking about here. And so Kamala, she just stands for what is right, which is what I love most about her. And she's willing to fight for what is right. And especially with her track record and her career as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, as the district attorney, she knows exactly what to do in order to stand up. And obviously she's not afraid, because I'm sure she's gone up against people that are like 10 times worse.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
And she's taking it on head on. She has no fear in her, which I love. I love that she has
from
no
San
fear.
Francisco. She's
from Bay Area. Yep.
She's a Bay Area native.
Yep.
So that should tell you a lot.
Shout out to the Bay.
Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
And that's one thing I love, is that she just has no fear.
No fefe. Oh.
No fefe whatsoever. And she's such a light too. Like when you see her come up on the news, when you see her come up like in person, she is just a light.
Always smiling, ear to ear.
Exactly.
Have a joke here or two. Like she's just always joking.
Yeah.
Not joking, but she's always like giving
like positive
announcement.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So.
And she's always exuding such beautiful energy. Like her.
For sure.
Her aura is. I just love seeing her. Just seeing her alone just makes me smile, because she is such a force to be reckoned with. She is a hurricane in itself. And as a woman, she is a nurturer. And so, of course, nurturers, they do bring healing. And she's strong. She's powerful. She's a great speaker. She's almost like a female Obama, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like she is a female Obama.
She is from the. I mean, what is her ethnicity? She's Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
Yes, patois is what we speak. Yeah.
Oh.
Kingston, Jamaica. That's where she's. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that. I knew she was like black and. I'm not really sure what her ethnicity is, but I know she's black.
She's Jamaican.
That's tight.
Google it.
I'll Google after. But that's tight, and I think it's so. Obama represented hope for me. When I saw Obama, he was just a very optimistic, hopeful person which is what I loved most about him as president. And I feel the same exact type of energy from Kamala. Like, she just has that sense of hope where she, like, seeing her and her being around people, she's just very hopeful.
I agree, 1000%.
And so, just as someone who exudes that, and I do think that she would be able to unite our country in a way that unfortunately Trump wouldn't be able to, because he's so polarizing. Like, as much as I like Trump and don't even look at me like that. I'm not gonna backtrack on.
I'm laughing at something I wrote down. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna backtrack on Trump, but he is very polarizing, and he does not know how to speak in a way that invites everyone to the table. Kamala can speak and invite everyone to the table and be able to have those conversations, being able to mediate a lot of the chaos that seems to be surrounding the social issues that we have right now. Kamala would be able to bring everyone to the table and find a middle ground.
I believe so.
Unfortunately, Trump is not able to do that.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
In this day and time, we live in an era it needs to happen.
We need someone who's going to be a mediator.
But more just on a mediator, but just more of a leader for the people. When you do for the people will follow you wherever you go.
Right.
I mean, just a small example. Being in the construction business my whole life, I used to have like anxiety because like these huge projects, right? I used to have these huge anxieties because like trying to map things out in my head on how am I going to execute these huge jobs. There's forklifts involved. It involves 6 to 7 men.
Right.
Can we do it with just us 3 or us 4? What tools I had at the time to get this done, because, you know, when you go to these big projects, it involves a lot of laboring and manpower.
Right.
So at the time, I used to be like, oh man. And then like I used to wake up, I used to be the first one to wake up and like just looking in the mirror and just be like, sir, take a cold shower and you'll have a great day.
Hey.
And I used to just remind myself like that all the time on these huge projects. But where I'm trying to get at is that once you just put the other foot in front of the other one, everything will fall in place when you lead by example.
Right.
You know, and plus I had to pick up these guys. I mean, I think at the time I had a long bed truck, thank God, because we used to have to travel all the way to Hollywood Hills. Anybody that worked in those areas like around the 2002, 2003, it's very difficult to get a Bobcat up there, let alone to get several guys to squeeze so we could build this retaining wall. But with, you know, great positive attitude,
Yeah.
you know, we were able to do it within 2, and that opened so many doors for me at that time. From there, I had got the next door neighbor. I mean, anyways, I'll go about that later on. But not knowing sometimes could always defeat you. You know what I mean? So like having the anxiety and like how I was going to do it, like, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. No, you don't. Work with what you have now. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't even tried that part yet.
Right.
You know, work with a couple of shovels and 1 wheelbarrow, and we had to use buckets, and like we had to work down the, like, it was like a Vero belt because it was so steep. In order to us to see the property line, at that time we had to use a string line. You know, now they have all kind of technology stuff. They got a laser and do all those other things.
Right.
And then we ended up having to remodel this couple's house we went from a block wall. We did the balcony, we did the whole kitchen, and then it led us to work on Eric Estrada's house. You remember who Eric Estrada is from, remember that old show? Oh, I don't know, you're from the land of Zalunda, I don't know if they had TVs. I'm just kidding. But he was the chip, you know, like the two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
California Highway Patrol.
Yeah, so we were able to work on his house shortly after. I was very, very, very thankful. Because my dad at the time had all the tools, he was like, no, I don't want you to come and borrow my tools, son. Go get your own tools. I'm like, bruh, I need the jackhammer.
Yeah.
No, you have the Jose, you have a Miguel, and you guys go do it. I used to be like, you mother bird. But, my father knew it was possible. And he wanted to show me, if you really want it that bad, you'll get it.
Mm.
My performance, I wanted to go beyond what the job cost was.
Mm.
I think at the time it was roughly around maybe, I'll say like $16,000 to $15,000. You know what I mean? That was the cost for the whole job, and there was only like I think 4 of us.
Mm.
We were able to be successful because I finally got that job, and then from there I got like 15 more jobs, like literally. We had a great Christmas that year.
So in connection with Kamala,
the anxiety of not knowing, because and I was always to determine just what, Sess? Stop thinking you're gonna fail because you don't have this.
right?
You know what I mean? And I think that's normal, right? Because we want to have it in order to make the job a little easier, right?
Right.
Instead, just work with what you have and try that first. And thank God I didn't have, because that jackhammer, it's about maybe 200 pounds. And like this was like, this heel was so steep, like I don't know, just muddy. It was impossible to so thank God we just did that by hand, and it was a lot more easier to do it that way.
Yeah.
Thinking of it now.
Yeah. No, just going back to what we're talking about with Kamala and just the election in general. You talked about anxiety and uncertainty. And I think the uncertainty of what it's going to look like with a woman as president is something that makes a lot of people anxious.
But it's something we can all relate to, though, right?
That's true, which is what you were talking about in your story with construction, what you had experienced. But you, even though you had anxiety, you were able to work through your anxiety, even through those uncertain moments of, well, what if this doesn't work, kind of thing. Well, and then you ended up getting the results that you wanted because you kept going, you kept trying, and you used what you could in order to make it happen. And I think that's what we need right now in America, is that we need to be able to trust in our democratic process. And so right now in our country, there's a lot of uncertainty into what it would look like to have a woman as president.
You think?
Absolutely. And it shows it's very evident if you look at the election between Hillary and Trump.
But Hillary almost got him, though. But
she won the popular vote, but not the electoral votes. And the electoral votes, that plays a huge part in the democratic system. We come from a very patriarchal society. Even though we are making steps going into a more equal society, we still have a lot of our leaders are still male.
I don't know in terms of equal, but I just think she will create opportunities.
No. I'm saying that we live in a patriarchal society.
Oh, 1,000%.
And we're making steps towards becoming an egalitarian society, which is something that I truly believe in. But that can be a different topic for a different episode. And I think that having a woman as president is going to get rid of a lot of that anxiety that we're currently feeling right now.
Absolutely. I agree.
And we have seen so many different examples of women in leadership over their countries, over their government. I mean, look at Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand. She's probably one of the best examples. Like, she has done
they have a woman as minister.
Prime Minister, yeah. And she has gone above and beyond to make New Zealand the great country that it is. It's because New Zealand needed someone in those positions to be able to bring healing and bring nurturing.
Like every.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I saw her put on a turban one time.
Yeah.
To support the Muslims.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And she's just very empathetic, and she is just so passionate about her people, and that's what I love about Kamala, is she is passionate about our people.
I guarantee New Zealand is gonna go for Kamala. What do you think?
I think so. I think there's a lot. Well, I don't know.
Just from what we've seen lately of like all the different podcasts, that's I don't know if we should be saying that, but all the stuff that we've been seeing down there, from what I've seen and heard, like...
Well, a lot of them are all about advocating for Pacific Islanders to have more voice and more opportunities and growing opportunities for Pacific Islanders. That's what a lot of the podcasts do. Oh, absolutely. She's going to do that for all minorities because she knows exactly what the struggle is. She's been there, she's lived it, she's done it, and she's been able to come out on top every single time. But it's because of all the hard work that she puts in, and she has a great support system and a great community that pushes her forward also. And I think that it's those anxieties that we feel, that's just what you said, the anxiety and the uncertainty. But if we can just put away that uncertainty in seeing a woman as president, I think that's going to bring a lot of resolution, a lot of solutions to problems that we've been trying to fix throughout througut these couple of years. And so I do think Kamala is that missing piece that we need.
I agree.
So,
I will agree with you on this one for sure.
My opinions on Trump, not so much, but that's okay.
I just believe that it's time for a woman to run for president. And anyone that grew up with a mother, an aunt, a sister, a grandmother, a woman knows that how much a woman can do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just on that right there. So just let alone running the country, I think she will nail it.
Yeah. I think so too. I think she would be a great president.
I agree.
All right, guys. What do you guys think about the presidential election that's coming up? Vice President Kamala Harris versus former President Donald Trump. You've heard our opinions right here on From the Gate Podcast, and we're excited. We're excited to see where this is going to go.
And not only that, at the end of the day,
days.
At the end of the day, I think it'll be fun. Instead of great again, I think it'll make things a lot more fun.
Right.
Because you gotta have some kind of enjoying and some fun through all of this.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, why you forget it, girl? Jeez. My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of great again, fun.
Instead of make America great again, people first.
So, sirs.
That's another thing I like about Kamala. She fights for the middle class.
Of all classes. You know, I mean, if you just do a small brief, like, she started from the bottom, just like anyone else.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Oh.
Shout out to Drake.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
No offense, Kendrick, please.
No, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the 2024 presidential election? You don't have to tell us who you're voting for. That's you. That's your prerogative. Whoever it is, make sure you do your research. Stay informed. Maybe we'll have another conversation about this as the debates happen and as things come up. But I will say this. I do feel sorry for Donald Trump just because I feel like he's been antagonized.
Hey,
leave my Uncle Trump alone.
Stop pump faking,
I'm not pump faking.
You are pump faking.
That's not pump faking.
Okay, but just at the end before we close, let's I do feel sorry for Donald Trump.
I do, because he's been antagonized more than any other presidential candidate. He has been antagonized more than any other presidential candidate. And he's been crucified for things that other people have done. But you know what?
Don't be on the fence. Because we all know what happened.
I'm not trying to be on the fence. I'm just saying my two differing opinions.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
Okay. Bring it down, Loms. But, no. I do feel sorry for Trump because he has been antagonized more than any other presidential candidate, I feel like. But Kamala is the president we need. In this day and time, Kamala is the president we need. And I will say that. Tell us your thoughts. Let us know what you think. Ses, you got anything else to add?
No, that's it. Let us know, man. We're on all social media platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Halaban, Jelagan, and Falaban. We're on all the gun.
Follow us on our socials. You can find us at From the Gate on all social media platforms. Check out our website, fromthegate.com. I'm your host, Lisi.
Success.
Deuces.
Gia.